Hello, I'm Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Dan Laren here once again with the Case of the Week. We've been doing this Case of the Week for some time now, and several of our cases have concerned metal theft taking place here in Lexington. And here with me once again is Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Ben Willis, who had a case that involved metal theft. Ben, can you tell us the facts of this particular case?
Sure. In this case, Lexington police had been alerted of some metal thefts that had been happening at W.T. Young Storage Facility, which is essentially a place where tractor trailers could be left for extended periods of time. Someone was going in and harvesting copper wiring from underneath these trailers, causing a great deal of damage to the trailers. While police were looking over and watching over this W.T. Young, they saw the eventual defendant, a man named Brandon Overpeck, underneath one of the trailers. He attempted to flee from police but was eventually caught and interviewed. And during his interview, he admitted that he'd been coming on W.T. Young's property and taking this copper wiring out from underneath these trailers. And
did the police find any tools or other items in his possession that led them to believe that was true?
They did. They found some wire cutters, I believe, and some other tools that were associated with committing these acts of criminal mischief.
Now, are you familiar with this defendant's criminal history?
From what I understand, he's got a prior misdemeanor conviction for prescription fraud, and he was on probation when this occurred.
So he's been in the system before?
He has.
Now, were the police able to ascertain the approximate value of the actual copper, the wire or the copper metal that was stolen from these trailers?
The actual scrap value, which is what was essentially done with this copper, was fairly negligible, very low. However, the damage that was done to the trailers was in excess of $17,000.
And how many trailers were there?
This happened to 35 trailers.
So 35 trailers, over $17,000 in damage.
That's right.
To W.T. Young. And how did the case resolve in the court system?
Well, Mr. Overpeck pled guilty to a sentence of 3 years and to pay all restitution to all the damage that was caused to the trailers to W.T. Young.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is another case that shows the effects of metal theft in our community, how the simple theft of some copper wire or some copper pipe really goes a lot farther than that damage and causes, in this case, over $17,000 in damage to the W.T. Young Company, an employer here in our community. I'm Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Dan Laren, and this has been the Case of the Week.